And then China will be asking, well, what do we get in return? And one of the things they've asked for is $1 trillion worth of investment into the US. Now, that's really interesting because normally, if he was dealing with Saudi Arabia or Japan, Trump would be saying, I've got $1 trillion worth of investment to the US. And sometimes he's signaled he's quite open to that with China. He said, I don't mind, if the Chinese build cars in the US, as long as they're employing US workers and US factories, that's fine. That was pretty much the view that Mrs. Thatcher took about Japanese car factories in Britain. Doesn't matter whether you're working for Nissan, you're still in Sunderland and you're still building things there. But for the Republican right, that is an absolute no-no. They are not interested in China increasing its investment in the US, and they really do feel, I read an extraordinary long piece in the New York Times about this. Somebody saying something which really would have been shocking to a liberal economist even 5 years ago, which is we can't allow the Chinese to make cars in the US because they would just make them much better and much cheaper than our own cars in the US. So that probably won't happen. So then they'll be looking for a concession on Taiwan. And that may be, as you say, where people are nervous. The US formal position on Taiwan, just to remind people, Taiwan and China very much were one country. And to add to the historical complications, Taiwan was occupied by Japan in the lead up to the Second World War. So Japan making comments about Taiwan does not go down well in China. But when in 1949, Chairman Mao did a communist revolution in China, the previous government of Chiang Kai-shek, the nationalist government, kept its headquarters in Taiwan, meaning that one country had effectively been split. I don't know, on the British analogy, it would be, as though the previous government was sitting in the Isle of Wight. As a result, the US has always held to a one China policy. It's always held that Taiwan is part of China, even when it believed that China should really be ruled not by the communists, by the nationalists. And it continues to have a formal position saying, we do not support Taiwanese